ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। श्रीमान् वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदांताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि। We are studying the Paduka Sahasram, the chapter titled Prabhava Paddhati of Paduka Sahasram. Today we will see the 34th verse of this chapter and 64th verse of the entire Paduka Sahasram. Till now, Vedanta Desika, he was taking a different approach to explaining the influence or the glory of Padukas or the footwear of Lord Ranganatha. From this verse onwards, not only Vedanta Desika changes the meter of the verse, he changes the meter of the verse to Aupachandasika or Vishama Vritta. Vishama Vritta it is called because it is not equal, it is unequal. It is 11 syllables. There are 4 padas or 4 quarters in a shloka. So in this shloka, in this chandas or meter, Aupachandas or Aupachandasika, Vishama Vritta, in this Vritta, the first and the third have 11 syllables. And the second and fourth have 12 syllables. So it is like that. First quarter and third quarter, 11 syllables. Second and fourth, 12 syllables. So first and second quarter together, 23 syllables. And third and fourth together, 23 syllables. So that is how this chandas is, this meter is. So Vedanta Deshika changes the meter. Also, he is now here changing the topic. So here till now, Vedanta Deshika was extolling the glory of the Padukas. He was praising the Padukas. He was glorifying the Padukas. Glorifying means he was telling the glories of the Padukas. So, and in this, from this verse onwards, he looks at Paduka as one of the qualities of Lord Ranganatha. So Paduka itself becomes one of the qualities of Lord Ranganatha. So that kind of a shift in approach towards Paduka is there in this portion starting from this shloka. So the shloka is like this. Adhidaivatam apatatsu kalpeshvadhikaram bhajatam pitamahanam abhirakshatu ranga bharturesha karuna kachana paduka mayinaha. So it is apatastu. Apatastu means that which is going to come or those who are going to come. Kalpeshu means those kalpas or those eons, those eras which are going to come in the future. Adhikaram bhajatam pitamahanam. So adhikaram means authority. So those who have got the adhikara or the authority or the supreme status or position, those who have got the supreme status or position or authority in the kalpas that are going to come, or in future kalpas. In the future kalpas, those who have got authority or status in the future kalpas. Kalpa is a particular time, like an aeon or a big era. So in the future kalpas, those who have got the authority, that means creator, Pitamahanam. So of the Pitamahas means creator gods. Who is the creator god? Brahma. Brahma has 4 faces. So Brahma, for every kalpa there is a Brahma. So Brahma is the creator god, the god who is given the responsibility of creating the universe, that Brahma. So in the present kalpa there is a Brahma. In the future kalpas also, for every kalpa there will be a Brahma. So that Brahma who are going to come, all those Brahmas who are going to come, those Brahmas, what they will do? Bhajatam, who will get that particular position, Adhidaivatam. So they all Adhidaivatam, they all worship. They all worship you. So they all worship you. That is the idea. Paduka Mai. Paduka Mai, that which has got the form of Paduka. That which has taken the form of Paduka. Esha, this. Kachana. So here, what Vedanta Deshika does is, he is equating or seeing Paduka as a quality of Lord Ranganatha. What quality? The quality of compassion, Daya. So he has also written Daya Shataka. Vedanta Deshika has written Daya Shataka. So there he extols the quality of compassion of Lord Ranganatha. Here he is comparing the Paduka with Lord Ranganatha's mercy or compassion. Is comparing. So what does he say? Adhidaivatam Paduka Mai Esha Kachana Ranga Bhartuhu Karuna Naha Abhirakshatu. So here the meaning is this. The Kachana means something. Kachana means something. Something which we cannot tell. Something. It is something which we cannot describe. Something indescribable. Kachana. Something which is indescribable. Some unknown thing. That is the meaning. That is the meaning. Unknown thing. So some unknown thing which can't be described. Which can't be described. Which cannot be described. That is Kachana. Ranga Bhartuhu Karuna. What is that indescribable thing? That is the Karuna. That is the compassion. That is the mercy. Daya of Ranga Bhartuhu. That is the Karuna or mercy of Lord Ranganatha. Ranga Bhartuhu means that which is of Lord Ranganatha. So Lord Ranganatha, Ranga Bhartuhu of Lord Ranganatha, Karuna, mercy, compassion, Naha Abhirakshatu. Let that compassion, Naha, us, Abhirakshatu, protect. So may this grace or compassion or daya or karuna or mercy of Lord Ranganatha protect us. And this compassion which has taken, which is indescribable, compassion which is indescribable, and which has taken the form of Paduka. So the compassion now, Vedanta Deshika sees the compassion of Lord Ranganatha in the form of Paduka. So that which has taken the form of Paduka, let this compassion let this compassion, which is indescribable, which has taken the form of Paduka, and which is the supreme deity, Adhidaivatam, for all the Brahmas that are going to have authority as Brahmas in the forthcoming kalpas or future kalpas. So not only that the present Brahma worships Paduka of Lord Ranganatha, all Brahmas who are going to come in the future also will get their authority, will get their status as Brahma because they are worshipping Lord Ranganatha. So let that Paduka, that Daya, that is the quality of Daya or compassion of Lord Ranganatha, which has become Paduka, which has taken the form of Paduka, let that protect us. So here, what is happening? Here, Paduka is seen as an embodiment of Lord Ranganatha's Daya or compassion. And so, Lord Ranganatha's Daya. And so here Vedanta Deshika says Esha. Esha means this. And he tells that about Paduka. Esha. Esha means this in feminine gender. So Esha Kachana Ranga Bhartuhu Karuna. This mercy. So it is actually Paduka Mai Esha. This mercy which is of the form of Paduka. So he is giving it the form of Paduka. This which is of the form of Paduka. And then he says, it is what? Kachana. It is something which can't be described. Indescribable. Kachana. So Esha means this. Though I see it in front of me, but it is Kachana. It is unable, I am unable to describe it. It is impossible to describe it. And what is the greatness of Paduka? The Paduka is great because it is worshipped by the Brahma of the present Kalpa, and it is also worshipped by Brahmas of the future Kalpas. That means the Paduka is worshipped by the creator God of this universe. The God who creates this universe worships the Paduka. That is the idea. The God who creates this universe worships the Paduka. That is the idea. So then he says that here Lord Ranganatha's mercy or Daya or compassion, that is one of the influences of the Paduka. So there are two aspects of the Paduka. Earlier he referred to Vedanta Deshika, he referred to Paduka as Devi. He gave Paduka the status of a Devi, a goddess. Now he is referring to Paduka as Daya. So Paduka gets two kinds of epithets, two kinds of status. One is Daya Devi, another one is Paduka Devi. So Daya, in Daya Shataka, Vedanta Deshika gives the status of Devi to the quality of compassion or mercy of Lord Ranganatha. He calls Daya as Devi. So here he calls Paduka as Devi also, and Paduka as Daya also. So then Daya Devi and Paduka Devi, these are all his creations, or he gives this idea. So now even the person who creates this universe, that means person means the God, even the God who creates this universe, that is Brahma, even that God worships Paduka. So Paduka is the supreme deity. Without doubt, Paduka is the supreme deity. Then further he goes, in this particular shloka, the 34th shloka, Vedanta Deshika is not addressing the Paduka directly, but in the next shloka he is addressing the Paduka, as is his nature or his habit throughout the Paduka Sahasra, to address the Paduka. So here in the 35th shloka he does that. He says, Dhruvam Indriya Naga Shrinkalava Nirayadvara Nivarana Argalava Anapaya Padadhirohini Va Mamarangesha Vihara Paduke Tvam. So here what does he say? He says Rangesha means of Ranganatha. Vihara Paduke. Vihara Paduke. Vihara Paduke means that Paduka which Lord Ranganatha wears, or which Lord Ranganatha wears and walks, which Lord Ranganatha uses for walking. Vihara, it can be also jogging also, walking or jogging or doing exercise, whatever. So Vihara Paduke. Vihara means these things, playing, walking, exercise, all that's Vihara. So here we have to understand that the sports of Lord Ranganatha, or Lord Ranganatha sports, he wears this Paduka and does his Leela. He does his divine play wearing this Paduka. So Lord Ranganatha performs his play Vihara wearing Paduka. So O Paduka, addressed to Paduka. So O Paduka, who is worn by Lord Ranganatha while he performs his divine play. That is the idea. Tvam, you, Mama Indriya Naga Shrinkalava. So you are the Naga Shrinkala. Naga means here elephant. Elephant. For elephants. Indriya. What are the elephants? Elephants are my sense organs. My sense organs. So my sense organs, which are as powerful as elephants, you are the Shrinkala. You are the Shrinkala. You are the chain which binds the elephants or the senses which are like elephants. So my senses are like elephants, or my elephant-like senses. So what is the idea? Why elephant? Because of the power of the senses. So the power of senses is very great. The power of the senses is very great. Power of the senses to roam here and there. Roam here and there. So wild elephants, elephants that have become wild. Again, this is another illustration using elephants. Some verses before, he talked about this elephant, which is wild, or elephants which are mother. So that kind of elephant means which are in their wild behavior. Here also again he talks about elephant. So my senses are like elephants who are wild elephants. Wild elephants will run here and there. They will roam here and there. If you go to the forest, you see elephants. And the moment you see elephants, if you are in a vehicle or something, you have to immediately move, because elephants, they attack swiftly, they attack. So wild elephants. So the wild elephants are, my senses are like wild elephants. They move from one place to the other. They roam from here and there for the sake of experiencing different sense objects. For the sake of experiencing different sense objects, they move from one place to another. So Paduka is what? Paduka is like the chain which binds these elephants. So Paduka is like the chain which binds the sense organs. So either you are like that, or you are, otherwise you are what? Va. Or you can say it is or. Niraya Dwara. Niraya means Naraka, hell. Hell Dwara, door. Nivarana Argalava. Either you are the Argala, bolt. You are the bolt of Nivarana. So here instead of or, we have to use and. So, and because usually it is like when we say va, it means in Sanskrita, it means or. But here it has to be used in the sense of and, because here Vedanta Deshika does not say that Paduka is either this or that. It is more like a questioning that, oh, you are doing this and you are doing this also. So are you so great, or you are so great, like that. So it's more like an exclamation, a surprise, amazement. So here it is, instead of va, taking it in the traditional meaning of or, we have to take it in the meaning of and. What is and here? And also here Paduka is called Rangesha Vihara Paduka. So here the Leela aspect, the divine play aspect of the Lord comes here. In the previous shloka or the previous verse, the mercy of Lord Ranganatha was portrayed. In this verse, the play of Lord Ranganatha are portrayed. Now in one Sankalpa Suryodaya, there in a verse, both this Karuna and Leela, that is Dayad and Leela, have been shown as two divine consorts or divine wives of Lord Ranganatha, Daya Devi and Leela Devi. So Daya Devi, in the last shloka, Vedanta Deshika compared Paduka to Daya. So Paduka Devi became Daya Devi. Here Paduka Devi becomes Leela Devi also. Paduka Devi becomes Leela Devi also. So through the Leela of Paduka, Paduka Devi's Leela or Paduka, through the Leela of Paduka or through the Leela of Lord Ranganatha, through the Paduka. Daya, that is again Paduka, is showered on people or the souls, Atma, the Jiva. Now here is saying that you are the chains that bind my elephant-like sense organs. You're also the bolt which closes the door of hell for me, so that I am not going to hell. So these are two negative kind of description for Paduka. The third description is this. Up to now it is negative. The third description is, he says, Anapaya pada adirohiniva. Anapaya, that which is indestructible. Pada, place, status or position. Adirohiniva, ladder. So you are also the ladder to attain that status which is indestructible. That means you are the ladder to attain, to go to that particular place which is anapaya, which is imperishable, which is indestructible, and that is the status. So that is which place? Vaikuntha. That is what place is that? It is Vaikuntha. It is Vaikuntha. So Vaikuntha, you are a ladder to take me to Vaikuntha. Today is Vaikuntha Ekadashi. Vaikuntha Ekadashi. Today is also Gita Jayanti. Vaikuntha Ekadashi. So you take me to that Vaikuntha, to the abode of Lord Ranganatha. To the abode of, to the place where Lord Ranganatha is. And it is beyond this universe. Vaikuntha is not in this universe. It is beyond this universe. You take me there. So you are like ladder which takes me there. So the first two description, they are negative. The Paduka is like a chain which binds the senses, which are like elephants. The Paduka is like a bolt which closes the door of hell. The third description is positive, that the Paduka is a ladder which takes one to Vaikuntha. It takes one to Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha Ekadashi. So it takes one to Vaikuntha. So also in the Daya Shataka, Vedanta Deshika describes Daya as a strong ladder. So Vedanta Deshika does this a lot. He uses the same kind of illustrations in his works, and he uses them across his works. So Paduka Devi can save us. She can give us moksha. She can show mercy. Why? Because that is the ultimate status a devotee can think of. Attaining the abode, attaining the abode of Vaikuntha, attaining the abode of the Lord. Then further Vedanta Deshika says, Sharanagata Sarthavaha Shilam Shruti Simanta Pada Prasada Narham Adirangam Upasmahe Murarehe Mahaniyam Tapaniya Paduke Tvam. Murarehe, Murare. Murare means of Murari. That means of Lord Ranganatha. Tapaniya Paduke. Tapaniya Paduke means Tapaniya, golden Paduka. So, O golden Paduka of Murari or golden Paduka of Lord Ranganatha. Sharanagata Sartha Vaha Shilam. Sharanagata. Those who surrender to Lord Ranganatha. Those who surrender to the Lord. Sharanagata. Sartha Vaha Shilam. So, you are one. Sartha means the group. So, the group of people who have sought refuge in Lord Ranganatha, who seek refuge in Lord Ranganatha, who have surrendered to Lord Ranganatha. Those who have surrendered to Lord Ranganatha. So, they are called Prapanna because they have done Prapatti. That means they have surrendered. So those who have done surrender, who have surrendered, they are Prapanna. So you are Sheela. You have the nature, or your nature is to Vaha, to lead. Vaha, to lead, or to carry, or to conduct. What? Prapanna. To conduct, you have the quality to conduct Sharanagata Sartha, a group of people who have taken shelter, who have surrendered to Lord Ranganatha, who have taken shelter under Lord Ranganatha, who have surrendered to Lord Ranganatha. So you by nature, O Paduka, you by nature are the leader of those who have surrendered to Lord Ranganatha. This is the idea. By your very nature, you are the leader of those who have surrendered to Lord Ranganatha. And not only that, you are Shruti Simanta Pada Prasada Narham. You are Shruti Simanta Prasadana Arham. Shruti means the Vedas. Simanta Pada. Simanta Pada means the end portion. End Pada. Simanta Pada means end portion, or the, here it means the top portion. That means the head. Here it means the most important portion. That is what it means. So head, Simanta Pada means, because extremity actually. So extremity usually means fingers, etc. But here the end of the body. So Simanta Pada, Shrutihi. Shruti is Simanta Pada. The Shruti Simanta Pada, the end portion of the Vedas. Prasadana Arham. So you are fit to be Arham, fit to be the Prasadana. Prasadana means jewel or ornament. Jewel or ornament of the end portion of the Vedas. That means the head of the Vedas. So you are fit to be the ornament of the head of the Vedas. And so you are Mahaniyam tvam adhiranga upasmahe. Mahaniyam. So you are great, very great. You are great. You are great, and we upasmahe worship you. We worship you. Adhirangam. We worship you in Ranga. So it can have two meanings. This Adhiranga. It can mean the universe, in the universe, or it can mean in Sri Rangam, because this Vedanta Deshika's this excellent work Paduka Sahasram was written in Sri Rangam. We know that story, incident. So it can mean Sri Rangam, or it can mean this universe, Adhiranga. So in this universe we worship you. Iha ye bhavatim bhajanti bhaktya kritinah keshava paduke niyuktaha kathayamba tirohitam tritiyam nayanam trini mukhani va kimesham. So before that, this is the 67th verse or the 37th verse of Prabhava Paddhati and 67th verse of the Paduka Sahasram. Before that, here in the previous verse, there are certain things we have to see. This prapatti or shelter, refuge, is a big theme occurring in Ramanuja's text. Ramanuja and also Vedanta Deshika in his Yatiraja Saptati, he talks of Ramanuja as Sharanagata Sartavaha. So the leader of those who have performed Sharanagati or Prapatti, that is, who are called Prapanna. Here, Vedanta Deshika is talking about the Paduka as Sharanagata Sarthavaha. Same thing. Also, there also, he talks about the works of, he refers to the works of Ramanuja as Prasthayati Yat Suktihi Swadhina Patikam Shrutim. So the works of Ramanuja, they are like a jewel, or they are like ornaments to the Vedas. That is what their Vedanta Deshika says. Here, he is talking about the Paduka as the ornament of the Vedas. And Simanta, here is saying Simanta. That means it is actually, Simanta usually signifies the head portion or this forehead portion, something. And usually it is in reference to a woman, where Simantini means woman. So here, Shruti Simanta means the head portion of the Shruti or the Vedas. So it is like treated like a woman. Shruti or Vedas are treated like women here. And their hair is, or the Vedas, the head or the hair of the Vedas, they are decorated by the Paduka. So Padukas are the head of the Shrutis. So prasadana means, one can also take prasadana to mean makeup. Usually prasadana means makeup also. So here, what is the makeup? It is makeup of the hair hair. So, so here Paduka is being compared with Ramanujacharya. So Paduka is also an Acharya. Earlier also Vedanta Deshika has shown that. And so Paduka is Mahaniya. It is great. It is worthy of worship. Now in the next shloka, that is the 67th shloka of the Paduka Sahasram and 37th shloka of Prabhava Paddhati, this chapter of Paduka Sahasram, Vedanta Deshika does a very intelligent thing. He very nicely, he says that the people who worship Paduka, that is the devotees of Padukas, they are on a par with Brahma and Shiva. They are on a par with Brahma and Shiva. How? He says, Amba Keshava Paduke. Amba means mother. So earlier he has already said that Paduka is Devi. He is now telling Paduka is mother. Amba, earlier also he has given this kind of a idea that Paduka is like a mother. So here again he is saying Amba Keshava Paduke. Keshava means one who has killed Keshi Asura. So Keshava means Lord Ranganatha. Paduke, the Paduka of Keshava. Amba, one who is mother. So, O mother, the Paduka of Keshava. Iha, in this earth or in this life, you can say, or in this earth, ye kritinaha bhaktya niyuktaha. So in this earth, who bhaktya niyuktaha, kritinaha, those people who are meritorious people, that means those who are virtuous people or those who have done some good things, good actions. Kritinaha, those good people who have performed good actions. Punya, those who have performed virtuous actions. Bhaktya niyuktaha. So they are niyuktaha, they are propelled by bhakti, devotion. Bhavatim bhajanti, they pray to you, they worship you. They bhajantim, they respect you, revere you, and they worship you, they pray to you. Esham tritiyam nayanam tirohitam kim, trini mukhani va tirohitani kim, kathaya. So those people who, because of their devotion to you, they worship you. So Paduka, what has happened to them? Esham, of these people, Trithiyam Nayanam, the third eye, Tirohitam Kim, has it hidden? Has it been hidden? It is not seen. And Trini Mukhani va Tirohitani Kim, and also the three faces of these people, are they also hidden? So indirectly here, Vedanta Deshika says that, you see, those people who worship or revere Paduka, they are like Brahma and Shiva. So they are same. They are on a par with Brahma and Shiva. So the status is same. But they don't appear like that. So Shiva has got third eye. These people are not seen to have third eye. So that is why they don't look like Shiva. So that is why Paduka, in Paduka Sahasram, Vedanta Deshika is asking, oh, what happened to their third eye? Because they are like Shiva. So what happened to their third eye? Has it been hidden? Or Brahma has got four faces, but we only see one face in a devotee. We only see one face because the devotee who is devoted to the Paduka of Lord Ranganatha, has only one face. So what happened to the other three faces? So that means we know, Vedanta Deshika says that we know that those who worship or respect Paduka, they are having the same status as Brahma and Vishnu. Brahma, not Vishnu, because the Paduka of Lord Ranganatha. So they are having the same status as Brahma and Shiva, but they don't have the third eye, and they don't also have the four faces. So what happened to them? Have they been hidden? That is the idea. Have they been hidden? So they might look people who have surrendered to the Paduka, or people who worship and revere and worship and show devotion, or they are devoted to Paduka. They are like Brahma and Shiva, and they should be treated like that, though they may not show external signs. So here another thing also we can see, that truly great people, their external signs are not seen, means they don't have any external signs. So their greatness lies by their quality. This is what in through this shloka, again Vedanta Deshika is trying to tell, that people who have complete devotion towards the Paduka, they become on a par, they are on a par with Brahma and Shiva. But externally, one cannot see that. One cannot see the qualities of four faces or third eye, etc. But they are on a par with Brahma and Shiva. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.